Welcome to today's deep dive. When you walk into a massive sports bar, or, maybe you catch a glimpse of a modern security room, you see those giant synchronized walls of screens.
Yeah, and we just kind of expect them to work perfectly.
Right. But today, our mission is to explore the hidden high-tech infrastructure that's actually powering those massive video networks.
It's a completely invisible world to most people.
It really is.
Yeah.
And to do that, we're starting with a highly specific, honestly kind of obscure source text. We're looking at the catalog for HDTVSupply, specifically a SurgeX 17810-01R battery replacement kit for 700 to 1000 VA Sinergy III units.
Quite the mouthful.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. I'm completely lost, and we're doing a deep dive on massive video networks. So why are we starting with a battery replacement kit?
Well, think of it as like the ultimate lifeline. When you have 100 screens pulling ultra high definition video all at the exact same time, a single power blip doesn't just flicker the TV.
Wait, it does something worse.
Oh yeah, it completely crashes the hidden brains of the entire network. This specific battery kit is what keeps those brains alive during an outage, so the illusion never shatters for you.
Okay, and those brains, according to the catalog, are devices called Wolfpack Modular Matrix Switchers. But how are they actually handling that much data? Because routing 100 4K streams simultaneously just sounds like a logistical nightmare.
Right, so what's fascinating here is the underlying mechanism driving it all. It's called AV over IP. Instead of running a dedicated heavy copper cable from every single cable box to every single TV, it just leverages a standard data network.
So it's almost like an ultra-efficient mega traffic cop.
Exactly.
It's not physically switching cables. It's taking these massive 4K video feeds, shredding them into millions of tiny addressed envelopes, the data packets, firing them across a network, and reassembling them perfectly at the TV.
Yeah, and it has to reassemble them in milliseconds, otherwise you get, lag during a live broadcast.
Right, which ruins the game.
Exactly. So the switcher encodes the heavy video into those data packets on the fly. And then you have custom tablet software, like the WolfPad.
Wait, so the tablet acts as like the mail sorter?
Yeah, precisely. A bartender taps a screen, and the software instantly changes the destination IP address on millions of packets. That's how they seamlessly shift a football game from a small corner screen to a massive 10x1 video wall with picture-in-picture.
Okay, that makes total sense for sports.
Yeah.
But I noticed a jarring shift in the catalog toward strict federal purchasing programs. How does sports bar tech overlap with national security?
It's the same core technology.
Because if this WolfPad software flawlessly handles 160 screens of live sports, what happens when you swap out, I don't know, ESPN for secure telemetry data?
Well, you get critical infrastructure. The exact same need for flawless, complex video routing applies to command centers. The catalog lists Wolfpack secure equipment, highlighting that these products are TAA approved.
And that means they meet strict U.S. federal trade standards, right?
Sure. Right. And they're bought via federal GSA schedules and NASA's CBOG program.
Oh, wow. I've seen NASA's CP mentioned before. That is basically the gold standard for strict government IT purchasing.
It really is. When a federal agency buys off those schedules, they are demanding absolute reliability. I mean, if a sports bar loses a signal, people get annoyed. But if a command center loses a feed, it's a full-blown crisis.
Wait, but if this is all just running over a standard local network, sending to data packets like a post office, how is that secure enough for the military or NASA? Couldn't someone just, intercept the mail?
That is where the Wolfpack Secure line comes in. The hardware physically isolates the video network from the outside internet, but more importantly, it uses proprietary encoding for those data packets.
So even if they get in, the data is just useless.
Exactly. Even if someone managed to tap the local network, the video data is completely unreadable without the specific hardware-based decoding receiver at the display. It guarantees the feed cannot be intercepted from the outside.
So what does this all mean? It means the seamless visual world we just take for granted requires an incredibly complex, secure, and resilient labyrinth of hidden technology. We've traced the invisible threads of these AV over IP networks, from a single SurgeX backup battery to secure government facilities and 100-screen sports bars.
Yeah, the scale is just staggering when you realize it's all operating entirely in the background, making millions of split-second routing decisions constantly without you ever noticing.
The next time you stare at a massive wall of synchronized screens, don't just look at the image. Think about the invisible Wolfpack traffic cop routing all that data in the background, and ask yourself, what happens to all that critical information if the backup battery fails?